Good morning, Jim Hodges here, Brawny here. Brawny's a 6-month-old puppy that came in for our residency or board and train program. He's actually, he's not, but his owner is a legacy client. I worked with their other dog about 7 years ago. Brawny's a great guy. He's really happy, excited. He's everything you imagine when you think puppy. Happy, full of life, wanting to do a lot of things. Well, our primary goal is just to start putting a little bit of boundaries and structure, teach obedience. Obedience is so important, I believe, in training. Not just from the sit and down perspective, but proper obedience, teaching a dog what we like and what we don't like, starts to work with behaviors as well. I tell everybody that'll listen, when we start training dogs, we need to be in a black and white, on and off type of society with him. He's either doing it right or he's doing it wrong. That doesn't mean we're here to intimidate, dominate, break his spirit, hurt him, or have him fear us, but we do want to communicate to him what we like and what we don't. What we like could be as simple as him laying on the ground at our feet. Good boy. What we don't like was when we're a puppy and we reward him for jumping up on our legs. We're petting him and loving him, and that's what we're doing, is training him to jump the rest of his life. So what I'm going to do is we're going to take a few minutes and go through his little obedience. I'm going to show you the things we need to do. If he makes a mistake or I make a mistake, we're going to fix it. And I'll typically call it out as well. Thank you so much. You ready, little boy? Okay, let's go. Our let's go is our walking command. When we're walking, look at my hand. We're on a loose leash here. Our job, I believe, again, in the beginning, black and white, is he pretty much needs to be beside us or a little bit behind us. If he's in front, he's leading the walk. Also, if he's in front, he doesn't know what I want. He's not subjected to my will and to my authority, if you will. When I say authority, I'm talking about presence. Let's go. When he's doing what we want, we pet him and love him. Good boy. So if he did start to pull or started to get, and watch what I'm doing, I'm changing, good boy, changing direction. The purpose of changing directions in the beginning is to teach him that wherever I go, he needs to pay attention. Good boy. Very good boy. So the let's go, again, is with me. If he starts to pull, if he starts to lag behind, I'm going to do everything I can to get him up by my side. And typically, that's just a tap of the leash right here to my side, okay? I may go, no, let's go, good boy. Every time I say no, I'm going to do my best to give a consequence. In obedience, it's going to be with the leash. At least on leash obedience to begin with. After that, it may be a touch of the side. It may be a little snout. It may grab the scruff. Again, we're not here to hurt. We're here to communicate that we're his leader, okay? That we call the shots in our pack, and I guarantee you he'll be happier for that. But again, let's go. It's a tap to my side. I typically, on any kind of consequence, I tap the leash, tell him no at the same time, and then when he does it, I come back and give like praise. Let's go. Atta boy. Here's the praise. If I do enough physical praise, treat, praise, and use verbal praise at the same time, they all start carrying the same meaning. Sit. Good boy. Hand signal for sit. Good. Sit means sit. He needs to hold that sit till we release him. Our next door neighbor's got dogs barking. You see it's really got him sort of attentive to it. It doesn't matter. We ask him to do something, he needs to do it. When I have him in the sit, I don't have him in a stay. I have him in the sit. Good boy. You see how he keeps listening over here? That's where my neighbors are. And then keeps looking back at me to make sure he's doing the right thing. I have no problems with that as long as he's watching what's doing and holding the command. I do not use a stay command with sit. Typically, I only keep dog in sit for 15 seconds to a minute or so because I don't want to put that pressure on their rear end. If he got up or if he didn't sit, I would have the leash and go, no, sit, and then come back and provide a little bit of praise afterwards. The next thing I can do is go to any command I want to, but in the beginning, I'll go, break. Atta boy. Break is my release command. If you look at what I did, I had a little treat in my hand. Good boy. I had a little treat in my hand, and when I broke him, I stepped back and had the treat, brought my treat here. I'm encouraging him to come to me. I'm subliminally programming or training him that I am the center of the universe. I'm also teaching the come or recall command as well. But I want him to be happy with working. I want him to be happy with the release. I use treats for training all the time if it motivates a dog. And I'll use treats to lure and teach. But once my dog starts to understand, I quit showing treats. They'll be in my pocket, and I'll reward him for the command. He has to do the command for me. I'll reward him, and if I decide to reward him with the treat, he doesn't know it's coming, and I'm going to tell him, good boy, petting, treat, all at the same time. And I'm creating an association of all three that can have the same meaning, but can be uttered by themselves at some point in time if we're consistent enough. Let's go. Good boy. Sit. Good. Ah, you see, he checked himself. Very good boy. Great. That's why we do a loose leash. If it was a tight leash, he wouldn't be thinking for himself. But a loose leash, he knew, he thought he was getting ready to go. He said, no, Jim didn't ask me to. I'm going to stay here. Fantastic. Very good boy. Tells you he's learning. And if we see that when we're working with a dog, we're learning too. Let's go. Sit. From the side, down. Good boy. Pet, love. And he holds the command. Same with sit. He holds the command until we release him. He doesn't smell the ground. No. Down. He doesn't smell the ground. No. Down. Good boy. Because he needs to be focused for us. Sit. Good boy. So he's holding the command. Next thing is the come command. Come. Come, sit in front of me, and holds it until I release him. Good boy. Attaboy. Let's go. So now we're going to come back. Sit. Down. Good. I want to see if he's going to smell the ground, because I want to bite, provide that little bite. And that's what I did. When I tapped that leash lightly, it was a consequence. If you go back and play it, you'll hear me say, no, down. Because down is down. It doesn't mean smell while you're down. Now, if I told him down, stay, now he can smell the ground, he can chew a bone, he can play with a toy, he can go to sleep, I don't care. Because when I say the word stay, that means relax, you're going to be there a while, okay? I never do a sit stay. I may do a stay in another room. Break. Okay? What I mean by that is, say there's a door there, I'll tell my dog, stay, and I'll walk through the door. If he comes through the door, I'll get him and tap him back. No, no, no. Stay. Because after I've done down stay, it's teaching him that stay has a meaning. I can do whatever I want, as long as it's not a bad behavior, but I have to listen to mom and dad. How he learns to do this is with the proper praise and consistency and timing. Good boy. Let's go. So the hand signal for DOWN from the side is like this. Sit. Good. Down. From in front. Good boy. Come. Good boy. Attaboy. On leash come, I always ask my dog to sit. That's entirely up to you. The biggest thing I'm going to do, and I'm going to use treats to begin with, is I'm going to bring my hand. That was the hand signal for come here, so that it teaches him to focus here. If I had my treat here, he's going to go here, and if that dog next door happened to come in our yard, he might see the dog and run. But here, his focus is directed to me to begin with. Good boy. That's a good boy. Let's go. So now we're going to play. Hand signal. Attaboy. Good boy. Now the next thing, I was going to give him a treat, and I still am. Good boy. I like to give treats when I give a treat, and it's my decision. Remember I said in the beginning, we teach and lure. After we teach and lure the command, then it becomes a reward, sort of like someone who gets a tip for good service, okay? If you go back and look at what I just did, you would think the ideal time was to give him a treat as soon as he hit the bed. And that is true, because we're teaching him in the moment. As soon as he gets his forefoot on the bed, good boy, treat. Praise, touch, okay? And positive emotion. I waited 5 seconds or 10 seconds and pulled out a treat and gave it to him then. That would not be a reward for getting on the bed. When I gave him the treat then, it was a reward for staying on the bed. The good thing about treats, I love to give my dogs treats. I don't give them to them every day, but it's always for doing something well. I make that decision. And again, I don't show the treat. It becomes tucked away in my hand, and I'll reward after the fact that they did something. What does that mean? That means they obeyed me because I asked them to, not because I had something for them. Good boy. Sit. Next thing is the heel command. The heel command is we had this imaginary rectangular box beside us. It's our job to keep him in the box, his job to stay in the box. What does that mean? That means we don't run and stop, because when we run and stop, he's going to shoot past us. He has to be able to read us, see what we're doing, and react there. When I turn here in a minute, I don't stop in a turn, because if you think about a dog's motion dynamics or anything, when they're in the turn, they're probably out of the box anyway, because they're trying to address what we do. Watch and see. Heel. So we walk, we stop, he sits automatically, good boy, and he holds that sit until I release him. Good boy. That's a good boy. Heel. Now I'm going to turn. See, he has to come back into the box. I turn again. See how he's coming back by my side? Good. Now he has to sit. If he did not sit, it would be no sit. Okay? If he didn't stay beside me, it would be a tap to my side like in the let's go, and it would be no heel. Break. Another thing, I just was thinking about it. Sit. Down. Now let's just say, for example, he didn't down. This is his head. I would have gone, no, down, okay? A tap to the ground, no, down. Just like that. We're not trying to hurt. Break. Let's go. Next thing is to load up in a vehicle. Some people may use it for their dog to get up on furniture. I primarily use it for the vehicle. Come on, baby. Load up. Attaboy. Break. So when I get my dog up on a piece of furniture, for example, I tell him to load up. When it's time to get off, it's break, or it could be off. Now, if he got on the furniture and I didn't ask him to do it, it wouldn't be off, it would be no, because it's a behavior done incorrectly. He broke, not a behavior done incorrectly, I guess he meant to do the behavior. He didn't please me, so it's a no. It's not an off. A lot of people use leave it and off as a negative. I personally believe that the only negatives in our vocabulary should be no or ah. Off becomes a command when you want him off of something. It's not because he did something wrong. Leave it should be a command when you've got a toy and you want him to drop it. If he picks up your child's toy, that's not a leave it, that's a no. The other thing with dogs is, remember, if they do it once, they're going to do it over and over again. If you like it, put a word to it, you got a new trick or command. But if it's something you don't like, you need to be aware and you missed it the first time, so you can come back and provide the consequence the second time. Again, this video is just to help give you a guide as you go through life. My owners here know pretty much what to do. This is just to help give a visual reference. I thank you so much. If there's anything I can ever do, you know, all you got to do is pick up the phone and call me, 336-945-3232. I have a presence on Facebook, Jim Hodges Dog Training. I have a website, jimhodgesdogtraining.com. I actually even have products on Amazon, Jim Hodges Dog Training. But just know that if I can help, I want to help. God bless and take care.